It truly is a blessing to be a blessing. Let me share this with you all. I take the deposit to the bank for the company that I work for Monday through Friday. And because I consistently go to this bank, the staff in there, I have developed a rapport with them. So everybody knows my name, and in fact, the manager there says to the staff, everybody says hello to Keith whenever I walk in. And it really warms my heart, makes me feel good inside, warm and fuzzy. But yeah, on a particular day, I had gone to one of the teller's window, and as they were helping me with my the deposit, making the transaction and everything, and this was a couple of weeks ago, and it was really hot, like in the mid 90s, close to 100 every day. And so we had got to talking about how hot it has been, and I had said to her, yeah, it's so hot outside, it made me want to go and jump in the cold shower. And she was like, what? A cold shower? I said, yeah, it's hot outside. She said, yeah, it's other ways to cool off besides taking a cold shower. And I was like, it is, but that's what I would like right now. In fact, I told her that I take a cold shower in the morning and at night. And she was like, well, why would you do that to yourself? That's torturing yourself. And I said to her, no, actually, it is kind of torturing yourself in a sense, but at the same time, there's benefits to it. I share with the reasons why I take cold showers is because it helps to condition my mind to get used to being in uncomfortable situations. I told her it is conditioning me to develop self-discipline. It also, taking cold shower also helps to boost the immune system. And I shared with her that those were the reasons why I started taking cold showers, to develop mental toughness, And I shared with her that I think perhaps you should try it. And she was like, oh, no, not me. I don't do cold. And I was like, you never know, you actually might get something out of it. You might enjoy it. And she was like, no, She seemed so adamant about not taking a cold shower, right? Well, she got through making the transaction for me, gave me my information back, and we said our goodbyes, and that was that. But the next day, I had gone into the bank, and she was eager to share with me that she had taken her first cold shower. She had taken her first cold shower, and she had this great big old smile on her face, and she said it was so wonderful to her. I asked her, how did you feel? She said, I felt revived, and I love it. And she thanked me so much for it. She said, I thank you for it, Keith. I thank you so much for putting me on this cold shower thing, because it makes me feel wonderful. And when she shared that with me, it really made me feel great, really made me feel happy, because that's all I set out to do, is to plant a seed of hope and inspiration in others so that they can develop into becoming better versions of themselves, because we all owe it to ourselves to become the best versions of ourselves. And when she shared this information with me, it's awesome to inspire others. I know this is not a big deal or anything, but hey, it's a big deal to me, and that's what matters. That's what matters. Planting a seed of hope and inspiration in others, and helping them to transform their lives is what life is all about. That's why I make content on a consistent basis, hoping to plant a seed of hope and inspiration in others so that they can be inspired to become a better version of themselves from listening to what experiences I have to share with them. You know, it's a blessing to be a blessing. And it's so unfortunate that we live in a society to where it's more expected for us to encounter rudeness from other people. It's so unfortunate. But whenever you do acts of kindness and everything, you know, it catches people off guard, and it's a pleasant surprise. But yet, it's more common for people to expect people to be rude than people to be kind. You know, and I just want to do my part in making the world a better place. Gandhi said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world," and that's exactly what I'm doing. Every time I make a video and share my knowledge and wisdom on a particular topic or something, you know, I'm looking to inspire others to become better. Life is so short. Life is so short. And the longer you procrastinate when it comes to developing yourself and to becoming better, the longer you're choosing, unconsciously choosing to stay stuck in a cycle of mediocrity and defeat. And you're doing yourself a huge disservice by doing nothing, by not challenging yourself, by just staying the same. By just staying the same. Albert Einstein once said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. If you want different results, you're going to have to challenge yourself. You're going to have to challenge yourself. Only challenge causes growth. Only challenge will test your skills and make you better. I had to realize this way back when, growing up quiet and shy. I realized that I'm not gonna become a better version of myself by remaining this way. No. I knew early on that I had to break out of my comfort zone. I just had to work up the courage from within. It took long enough, but hey, better late than never. And so I was finally able to hear God speak to me, and which inspired me from reading His Word. God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. And that gave me the strength and confidence I needed to strive for my goals in spite of what I felt I lack. And long story short, I am well on my way to becoming the best version of myself. And I did so, and I do so by challenging myself. Challenging myself. We all have to challenge ourselves. We owe it to ourselves to challenge ourselves, to do better and be better so we can make our worlds better. We all owe it to ourselves to do and be better. It's as simple as that. If you like the words that I have shared in this video, then by all means, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. God bless.